by Wargaming. Download World of Warships and use the code EXTRA1 for free goodies. Link in the description. The Hunt for the Bismarck is one of the most dramatic events of World War II. It's a story of great ships clashing in frozen waters, a tale of risk-taking, heroism, and shocking loss, and the blind luck that sometimes changes history. So when Wargaming contacted us again saying that they wanted to sponsor a series of episodes on the Bismarck, we jumped on that right away. But what makes the Bismarck story interesting isn't just the ships and the battles, it's the hunt. For the Royal Navy, the biggest problem wasn't sinking the Bismarck, it was finding it. This is a detective story writ large, an international manhunt that stretched from the icy seas of the Denmark Strait to the chattering computers of Bletchley Park. It will begin with an interrupted dinner and end with the destruction of the largest battleship on Earth.
This story was extraordinary, especially
Allow me to set the scene. 21st of May, early morning, a British naval base at Scapa Flow. Vice Admiral John Tovey, commander of the Home Fleet, is aboard his flagship thinking that this might finally be it. For days, German reconnaissance planes have passed above him, recording the position of his ships. Scapa Flow is a hard station, a barren rock in freezing seas, but it's also strategically crucial real estate. From their base in Scapa, Tovey's fleet guards the watery expanse that stretches between Greenland and Nazi-occupied Norway, and securing that line was the only thing keeping Britain alive. This is a crucial juncture in the war. The previous year, France had collapsed, German forces had occupied Norway and Denmark, and the Italians had entered the war on the side of its fascist ally, Germany. The Axis powers were now masters of Europe, and Britain stood alone, besieged in its own islands. As Luftwaffe raids pounded its cities, American supply convoys were the only thing keeping Britain in the fight. This was a tonnage war, measured in cargo delivered rather than ships sunk. Convoys raced through U-boat-infested waters to get Fortress Britain enough food, bullets, and oil to defend democracy. Tovey's nightmare was of a single ship, the Bismarck. British intelligence had been building a file on her for some time, even attending her launch in 1939 and monitoring her sea travels via air and signals intercepts. They still didn't know everything. They didn't know how fast she was, her crew complement, or what new technologies she had, but they did know that she was enormous and advanced, outfitted with both heavy armor and 15-inch guns that could sink near anything the Royal Navy could throw at it. But the British also knew that Bismarck was more than a ship. She was a political statement. Hitler had jump-started Germany's economy with public spending, including a focus on military rearmament. The Bismarck was a visible symbol of Germany's economic miracle, a nation with a 100% employment rate, provided you didn't count the Jews and the women forced out of the workplace. And at over 40,000 tons, Bismarck was also a flagrant violation of post-World War I treaties that limited the size of Germany's naval vessels. This ship celebrated the Nazi success and proclaimed their warlike intentions. This was a new Germany, an economically strong Germany that had military ambition and rejected any attempt to restrain it. But so far, this great ship was still bottled up in the Baltic, operating out of ports in northern Germany and occupied Poland. But if the Bismarck could stage a breakout, slip between